You know?
In fact, right, Nizal. Yeah. I forgot what my intro was going to be because.
That was it. Your intro was writing this out.
Anyway, welcome in to NXT War Games review. I know, kind of going into this review, DJ and I always talked about how Takeover has never really had a bad show. They've had iffy matches, but they've never really had a bad show. And I feel like going into this one, we were kind of skeptical on some things, but I think the show was pretty good in general. Um, any thoughts on the show in general before we get into it, DJ or
Um,
Amy?
I, I loved it personally. I thought it was really good. I kind of actually, for whatever reason, I kind of forgot about NXT, and then it became like 6 or 7 o'clock, and I was like, oh wait, Takeover comes on today. I think it's because I had to go to a parade today, and I just kind of forgot about everything else I had to do. So I ended up getting off, and I was like, oh, NXT Takeovers tonight. Okay, so I was excited when I got home. But I definitely enjoyed it. I thought the show was good. That first match could have been left out, but other than that, I thought the show was really good.
Yeah. Amy, thoughts on the show in general?
Not bad, not bad. Definitely surprised one or two events.
Yeah.
Overall, pretty good.
As you shouldn't be. Anyway,
Oh, we'll get to that.
we'll argue about that one
What do you?
later.
We'll get to the one that we don't agree with that DJ loves. Anyway,
DJ's always loved him.
Love
yeah.
that man so much. He's the best.
So opened up with a pretty good video package. I'm not really going to talk about a bunch of the backstage segments and stuff like that, unless you guys, there's one that you guys want to talk about. But I did like the opening video package. We say it all the time. WWE does really good, video packages for pay-per-views. Um, and I definitely like this one. Um, any thoughts on the video package, DJ or Amy? Either one.
Um, well, I definitely enjoyed the fact that they kind of showed the history of war games,
Yeah.
um, which I think is cool, but at the same time ironic in the same sense, because we all always talk about how WWE does not like giving credit to WCW at any point in life ever. Uh, so, or at least they choose any point they can to kind of make sure that you know that they beat WCW. So I'm surprised they didn't try to make this like it was their own idea. But it was definitely cool kind of seeing some of the old War Games matches and the history of it and uh, listening to other guys talk about kind of what, how crazy the match could be, how crazy it could get. Um, so I was definitely, I think it got me more excited for the match to see how, NXT would do it because NXT always does things very well, I feel like.
Yeah. Amy, any thoughts on the opening video package?
Amy Mama.
I guess not. I guess moving on. Um, we did have two dark matches that I have no idea why they didn't just put them on the show or put them on the pre-show. Even though it was only a half an hour pre-show, which was surprising to me, or an hour or more. Um, but the two dark matches were Ruby Riott defeated Sonya Deville, and Pete Dunne defeated Johnny Gargano for the Kingdom Championship. I kind of wanted to see the Pete Dunne Johnny Gargano match just to see it. Obviously, we knew the title wasn't going to change hands, and the Ruby Riott Sonya Deville match, I wouldn't care about that.
Shut up.
Do you really care about Ruby Riott
Yes.
going up against Sonya Deville?
Yeah, because I actually like them both.
Why?
Because I've been a fan for a while. Where have you been?
told you.
I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Sonya Deville.
I just don't like her gimmick.
I just think she's terribly generic.
I
She punches. I can't do it. I can't, man.
Anyway, I guess moving on. We got the opening match was Cassius Ohno versus Lars Sullivan. This was one of the matches that I really about build up wise, but I was still slightly intrigued, especially with Lars Sullivan being so dominant as like the dominant monster point in the typical WWE jobber matches that they always give these monsters. I felt like it was a pretty decent match with Sullivan facing someone more his size and strength. He hasn't really faced anybody that could take him. Definitely like Lars and Sullivan, and this was one of those rare kind of big guy matches in WWE that wasn't like watching paint dry. It was actually a really good match. I liked it. I was surprised that Sullivan won though, and have Cassius win and give Lars his first loss. I think it would be his first loss. I'm pretty sure he's undefeated. But
Yeah, he is.
Decent match. It wasn't anything great. I don't think it needed to be on Takeover. It could have just been a regular NXT match, but it was all right. DJ?
I really didn't. I don't know if I didn't like this match because it was so short, or what it was. Like I really just wasn't like that big of a fan of this match. I wasn't surprised at all that Lars Sullivan won. I don't know why, Casey. I don't know why you're so bent on him losing, but like he's been being built so strong, like so strongly that I don't feel like he would have lost to Cassius Ohno. Like I feel like Cassius Ohno was good, but like it's not like they've been doing anything with Cassius Ohno for him to be the guy to beat him. I don't feel like. But I mean, I definitely think I've been liking somewhat the build of Lars Sullivan. I like somewhat, like slightly. Like I don't like it a whole lot because I just don't. I'm not a huge fan of Lars Sullivan, but I was glad he actually had a formidable opponent. And I guess that was my issue with this match being so short. Was it didn't feel like I don't think it really felt like Cassius Ohno was competition for Lars Sullivan, even though he should have been. So I guess that's why I didn't really like it. It was just okay to me.
Well, I mean, I'm not upset that he won. Like I like Lars Sullivan. I felt like they were trying to give him, like you said, that opponent that could give him a
I
loss.
guess my question is why would you even expect Cassius Ohno to beat him? What has Cassius Ohno done to prove that he could beat Lars Sullivan?
He had that
The way Lars Sullivan has been built up.
but at the same time, I'm afraid they're going to do the same thing that they've done with a lot of these guys that they build up as monsters and then just forget about them.
Yeah.
I don't want them to do that with Lars Sullivan because I like Lars Sullivan. I just
Who did they end Bo Dempsey's big push with?
The vending machine.
That wasn't the vending machine.
I mean, he did lose to the vending machine.
I'm trying to remember who it was though. I can't.
I don't remember. But
I know it was at a takeover, and he was one of those guys like similar to what you're talking about, where like we were really excited for the match, but at the same time it just didn't pan out the way.
Yeah. Amy, thoughts on Lars Sullivan versus Cassius Ohno? I almost said Aleister Black. I'm looking at the wrong match.
It was okay.
It was Baron Corbin.
Ugh, God no.
No, I was saying it was Baron Corbin who.
Oh yeah.
He did that big run of Bo Dempsey.
Oh. I mean it wasn't horrible. It wasn't great. It was just there, to be honest. Could have opened up with a different match.
Like Johnny Gargano.
That's just going to be on a taping of NXT. That's all that's going to be.
But it shouldn't be. Anyway, and we got. I'm still saying match of the night personally. Aleister Black versus Velveteen Dream. I think this was one of the matches that at least DJ and I were looking forward to, I think, the most, even though we kind of were on opposite sides with who we wanted to win. I know, obviously, DJ wanted Velveteen Dream to win, and I wanted Aleister Black to win. But this is an awesome match. Velveteen Dream with the best tights in TakeOver history ever.
Would you say best tights of the year? If there was an ICWP Slammy for best tights of the year, would Velveteen Dream get it?
To be honest, he would be the only one in that category.
True.
I mean, by default,
you got the baby on the back of Adam Cole's tights, though. I'm just saying.
True. You know what? We might have to add that category to the Slammies. But everything about this match I thought was awesome. Like I said, it was already match of the night for me. Maybe even could be match of the year. It's a candidate. It is. Aleister Black won the match, and Velveteen Dream won Aleister's recognition, which I think was good storytelling there. Finally, kind of Aleister Black gave him that recognition he'd been waiting for. I was kind of surprised we didn't see anything with Lio Rush, because I know a lot of people were expecting something with Lio Rush, either to interfere or something.
We did see a tweet. Which
That's all you get, because he still got the heat.
which Lio Rush is good at, as we see.
True. But definitely awesome match. I loved it. DJ?
Yeah, I definitely agree. First off, with Velveteen Dream's tights, they were amazing. As soon as he zipped down the pants he was wearing, he had the doggone Aleister Black's face on his tights. I was like, this man, GOAT. I really like it, though. He's playing that character to a T. Like, he's doing really good with it, I think. At times we had been skeptical, especially early on when it was announced that he would be doing something like this. And when he first kind of debuted, I think we were kind of skeptical of what would happen and kind of how it would play out, how it would look, how it would go. But good job with it. I think Aleister Black is the perfect guy to put him on the map as well, because obviously you know who he is from Tough Enough. If you watch Tough Enough, but if you don't, like, I think Aleister Black, the two similar characters, but at the same time completely opposite characters, because they both play the mental game, but at the same time they're Velveteen Dream is Velveteen Dream, Aleister Black is this dark, demented Aleister Black. So like they're opposites, but they're the same in the same breath, I guess you could say. And man, it was great. Like it was a really good match. Like I love the storytelling of it. I love the fake dives. Like the fake dives were really good. Like I love Aleister Black's fake dive. What?
Tope fake out.
True. I liked it. Like I love Aleister Black's fake dive, and then Velveteen Dream gets back in the ring and kind of still playing the mind games. Even though he was hurting, he still is not gonna stop playing the mind games that he does. And then Velveteen Dream does his fake out, and Aleister Black plays his own mind games. It was great. Like I just really love this match. I love the psychology of it. This was a must see match, I feel like, and I definitely agree. If not match of the night, it's at least tied for top two. But I wish Velveteen Dream would have won, but I don't know if there's any way he would have won. But I'm loving what he's doing right now.
Yeah, and I know Amy does not like the Velveteen Dream gimmick, but
why? Are you? What is wrong with you?
Are you done harassing?
Yeah, don't harass my girlfriend.
No, not yet.
That's
I need to know.
Look,
I need to know what is wrong with you.
I loved Patrick Clark for a while. I watched him in the Indies, and I liked him. I like the Patrick Clark gimmick. I just don't like the gimmick he had. I think he's a phenomenal wrestler, and I thought that was an amazing match. The back and forth was
Can you
just
not
great.
appreciate how good he is with it though?
I can say he's making it work for himself, but that character I feel isn't a long term character, and that's what I don't like. And also, WWE's been exploiting a lot of different things lately, and I think that's the biggest issue I really have with it is how they're exploiting things, and I just feel that character is part of it. But that's not a character that's going to last long. It's not going to last on the main roster worth a damn. That's what sucks because this guy is really talented and deserves a shot. Though no
I,
one ever wants to see
I
anyone
think
on the main roster.
I think it could, because
No,
I think,
that
but
could
I
even
think it could.
look. It's the same as what's his face and his crazy people that followed him. Oh
Adam
shit!
Rose.
No,
Yes, him.
no.
It's that's the same type of
I would say
character.
it's more similar to Goldust, and
But
I think Goldust was that much more relevant when he went back to being kind of his more original type self.
right now on the main roster, he
But
has no place to fit in or continue that gimmick. It just doesn't work.
the thing with Goldust is he already had the history with that character.
Yeah, it's established. This one is, it's not.
I feel like there's a
I
place for
don't
it
feel.
on the main roster just because it's a different character.
Well,
Like
they
it's
don't
not
even
a
show.
dancing gimmick that you can't take seriously, in my opinion.
But
They won't showcase him at all. They're just gonna exploit the character, and that's it. At least in NXT, you can tell this man can wrestle and do a damn fine job of it with one of the top indie guys in Aleister Black, or AKA if you know him, Tommy End.
Well, I mean, if
That's what
if
I
we're
don't.
gonna say, I mean, if we're gonna say that it's it's
It's
not
a
gonna work
character
on the
issue
main
for me.
roster just because of the transition from NXT to the main roster, then
well, no,
it's
I
not necessarily even the character to me.
I think the character is not going to work because, for one, we brought up Goldust. People still love that for the nostalgia factor. People, other than that, the fans want the reality era. They don't want the goofy gimmicks anymore. They don't want the gimmicks of the early '90s anymore.
They just made that storyline work. That's all that was.
Well, I don't know if if we would even say it's goofy though.
It is.
It's a flamboyant character. Like
I just
there's
like
legit
Patrick
people
Clark.
that are flamboyant like that.
Yeah, but I don't have anything against that clearly because I support everything in the books legally. Let's put that way before someone catches something stupid. But WWE has notoriously been exploiting a lot of things I just don't agree with. Like different, whether it's race, religion, creed. Uh, Casey and I were talking about this. At least I was talking to him about it. The whole, oh, what is his name? Zeb Coulter and the
Hmm.
Real Americans. Like I like the gimmick of the Real Americans, but I hated when they started putting up signs and they were like all those horrifically said things, and how they only bring up certain things when it's a monthly appropriate, or
Yeah.
they pick one thing. Oh, this is trending. Let's do this, exploit this. I just don't like it. I think that's just where I am with his like gimmick. I love the man behind it though. Don't get me wrong. I've been a Patrick Clark fan for a while. I wanted him to win Tough Enough. I've been a big fan of his. I just have issues with WWE and their gimmicks right
Well,
now. I
isn't
think
that
that
what
it's
everybody does though? Doesn't everybody look for what the trend is and
but
basically nail themselves to it?
that's not. I don't see that with this.
But
Just because of WWE's past, they just exploit things. Look at what they did
Yeah,
to the women's division for years.
yeah, I agree.
well,
That
I think
it's not that that's not trending. It's just they take one thing, exploit it to all ends of the earth. You can go to the farthest point, and what was it with Shinsuke and Jinder? Do you not remember the fans chanting "Gone too far"? like stuff like that. It just bugs me. And I think just because I see what I see every day, and I just don't like it. I think that I just have no problems with the man. I want to see that man succeed. I don't think his character is going to succeed on the main roster, just because they're going to be hot with it for probably a month and then drop it like they did 205 Live, the Women's Revolution, if you can call that that. Just something like that. It's just going to be dropped. He's going to be buried, and I don't like it because he doesn't deserve that.
I
If
think
that makes any sense at all, DJ. I'm not
Yeah.
disagreeing with you, but it's just how I've felt with how their creative is gone,
I
the
think,
direction of their.
and this could be another topic on the channel at some point. I'm exploiting, but I think not only, like Amy said, do they go too far with it sometimes. Also, and other promotions do exploit certain things, but not to the extent of WWE does it. And I think a lot of it is just lazy writing. Like they see something that's like you said, that's trending, and they'll use that because it's the lazy way. It's the they know they'll get a reaction, so they're just, let's just use it.
But then again, I wouldn't even necessarily say that, because I feel like you see, I mean, you see your local independent companies exploiting trending, whatever is trending.
Yeah, but they don't do it as. I think it's because our indie companies aren't every day to day, but it might be like that for like one or two events and then it just goes away. That's
And
I
indie,
think they just maybe what it is they try too much, maybe, if you know what I mean. They try and take it as
well,
far as they can, and then they just go, well, we're already over this line. Oh, what the hell, let's just continue.
Yeah.
well, and Amy and I were talking about this too, like the other day. Indie wrestling shows, yeah, they do that, but they're more along the lines of wrestling. They're not as storyline based.
Dependent. They're not storyline dependent, because
Yeah,
that was another thing we started talking about, which I swear to God, we just need to create a podcast for this, because that's what this is turning into. But
well,
there's a lot of fans. I was talking to some people, at some WWE shows, that they're like, why are they wrestling so much? I'm like, yes, finally, thank God, people are actually wrestling. And they're like, man, no, we want more promos. They want more of the entertainment side. Whereas some fans are like, dear God, this is boring. I just want the wrestling.
well,
So
And that's what I've always said. I think it's hard, because I think they exploit these trends for so long, because they feel like
it's
it
working.
draws in the casual fan, because it does. That's what they want. And I think that's what makes it so hard for WWE. They get a whole lot of criticism for it, but at the same time, that's what makes it so hard for them to appeal to everybody. Because yes, we have us who we want, we want to see the wrestling more than we want to see, the crazy, flamboyant, weird, odd storylines. But I think at the same time, like we've always said, they know that we're gonna stick around, because at the end of the day, there's still gonna be wrestling. There's still gonna be wrestling in a wrestling show. But to gather those casual fans, I feel like or at least to make an attempt at it, they have to do stuff like this.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
but
like,
they just don't need to take it that far. Like if you take out, I mean, that storyline legit worked for that match because it made sense in the end, and how I'm gonna call him Tommy all freaking night. Alistair ended it with finally saying his name. That was actually really cool. But they had a phenomenal wrestling match, and they made that work. I loved how they played off each other. They played off all their gimmicks in that ring. It was beautiful. Then finally, Black Mass ended. Finally. Dear God, I didn't think anyone was going to win that. There was about to be a count out. They went on. But if they can do that, that's good. But they just take shit too far with their promos. They don't need as many promos and all that.
what I'm kind of worried about now is, this feud, I'm guessing is over, unless they keep it going. But if it is over, what do they do now with Velveteen Dream? Who does he go into a feud with now? Like you said, it worked for this feud because they were polar opposites. But who do you put him in a feud with now that would make sense, that would work? I think the only one that would have worked is Aleister Black. I don't know that there's anybody else that his gimmick will work with. But anyway, I guess moving on to the NXT Women's Championship match.
Yes.
Another match we were all looking forward to, and pretty sure we knew who was going to win, but WWE swerved us. But we had Nikki Cross versus Kairi Sane versus Peyton Royce versus Ember Moon. I'm going to let Amy talk about this one first because this obviously was her match of the night, I think. Amy?
Well, if you know me, yes. I was ecstatic. Man, that damn company swerved the hell out of me. Oh, yeah, she wins the inaugural Mae Young Classic. You think she's going to win the WWE NXT Women's title. Not. That was crazy. I didn't see that coming. I saw the double eclipse and I was like, holy shit, yes. I'm waiting for someone to come in. And I'm like, they're at 2. Holy hell. Shit, they're at 3. Like, Ember finally wins it. I did not think they were going to give it to her that night. Just because WWE's notorious for just bringing in new blood and saying, forget the old ones. We're done with you now. Goodbye. That's awesome, though. I've seen that. Oh, I knew her as Athena through Shimmer, AIW, and a few other local-ish productions. And she definitely worked hard and has struggled and put her blood, sweat, and tears into wrestling. And she deserves the hell out of that match, that title. But holy flying everybody. Dear God. Nikki Cross went flying. Kairi Sane went with the flying forearm. I'm thinking we're seeing some Nikki Bella coming out of that one. That forearm. Holy hell. I got to give it to Peyton Royce. I'm not the biggest Peyton Royce fan at all. But she got it. She started kicking some ass. And I'm like, oh my God, they're going to give her the title for a minute. I'm like, holy hell. She has a shot. That was awesome, though. I thought all the women did well. I seriously thought Kairi was going to win it. But at certain times, I'm like, oh, they really could give it to Peyton at this point. Oh, well, maybe Nikki. Because Nikki went on a rampage at one minute. But no, I definitely love the double eclipse ending. I thought that was a perfect way to end it. What I got to laugh at is who was that? Kairi Sane hit right in the beginning. It may have been Peyton. I don't know. I'll have to check my tweets. But hits natural selection.
Yeah.
Out of the blue. Nikki Cross hits a page turner. I'm waiting for a disarmer because these people are hitting the PCB marks. I'm like, holy hell. That was awesome. Out of the blue. Everyone else's finishers was getting used. It was glorious. I like how they didn't really focus on. I thought they were going to focus a lot on Kairi in this, but they didn't. They focused actually pretty equally. Each lady had a great spot. Actually, more than one, and that's what I loved. Fatal four-ways are never my favorite. Neither are triple threats, just because it's usually focused on one set. But this one wasn't. They all got some equal time, and that was one hell of a booked match. That's for damn sure. Yay for Ember.
Yeah. DJ?
Yeah, this was a great match. I enjoyed it. I was excited, and I felt like you couldn't lose either way. Like no matter which who won the title. Like I said in the predictions, I was definitely happy that Ember won because I felt like from a fan's perspective, I felt like this, and I felt like other fans would feel the same way. Especially like long time NXT fans would feel the same way in saying that I feel like Ember Moon, Peyton Royce, or Nikki Cross was more deserving than Kairi Sane at this particular moment.
Right.
Just because they've been there longer, and I think like as wrestling fans we understand how important it is, like to have that experience and to beat to kind of earn your stripes, I guess, even if it is in NXT. Like obviously we know Kairi Sane is a world traveler and whatever. But at the same time, Ember Moon's been waiting on this moment for so long. Nikki Cross has been waiting on this moment for so long. Peyton Royce has been waiting on this moment for so long. There's other veterans on the roster that have been waiting for this moment for so long. So I felt like one of those three deserved it more than Kairi Sane at this particular time. Not that she isn't deserving.
Right. I actually, real quick, DJ, I actually agree with you on that one. I agree with you on a lot, but that one really do, because that's where I thought they were going, and I was really sad.
Yeah.
Because that reminded me of the cruiserweight division, to be honest. But they did and put Enzo as the champion instead of, how many other people in the division that deserves it.
Yeah.
And for someone yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I thought they were gonna rush to it a little bit, because that's the thing about Kairi Sane is they can put her in a feud and continue to build her, and then she, eventually still win the title. Like they don't have to rush to it right now. I don't feel like she's not gonna lose her relevancy at any point. So
no, they don't need to rush anything with her. That loss did nothing to affect her in a negative way. It was such a good match.
yeah, it was. It was good. And I love the feeling that anyone could win. Like I always like that, and I feel like this match, like Casey said, I feel like it showed that. I think we all came in with an idea of what could happen, but at the same time, and maybe this was just me, but me feeling but still, there's Ember Moon in this match. But still, there's Nikki Cross in this match. But still, and I feel like sometimes with four-way matches where you have an idea where it's going to go, you don't always think about that. You don't always think about, well, but there's other people in this match who could win this match. I think this match did a perfect job of doing that with the false finishes and with all the work that these women put in this match. I loved it. I thought it was really good. I was excited. I was finally happy for Ember Moon to finally get the win. Not that she's ready for Asuka or anything, but because she's not. But she finally is.
Speaking of Asuka, real quick, that show of respect in the end was really cool.
Yeah, it was.
Asuka was stupid happy to go give Ember the title, and that hug, that was awesome. I gotta say, shout out to Asuka for that.
Yeah, that was all. I did love that. That was a great moment.
Yeah, but like you said, this match was amazing. I tweeted out and said, if you forgot how good NXT women's matches could be, this was just a little reminder, because this was incredible. I still just personally would rather have had Ruby in this match, but I think Peyton really stepped up in this match, considering I thought they were just putting her in this match to kind of be that, weak link jobber that eats the pin, but she more than held her own. And holy crap, I still can't believe WWE actually swerved us, because they never do that. You usually can figure out who's going to win pretty much any match that WWE books with how they book. But I was definitely, happy that they didn't go with what we thought with Kairi Sane automatically winning the title, and gave it to Ember Moon. I'm just wondering, where they're going to go with it now, or is she automatically going to go into a feud with Kairi Sane? Is she?
Yes.
What? Was that a yes to me, or was that a yes to TV?
Sorry, I was trying to say yes to my mom, but something is going on with my muting.
Oh. Personally, I hope we get it. Ember Moon Ruby Riott feud for the title, just saying. But I'm definitely, excited that she won the title. She definitely deserved it. As like you guys said, Kairi Sane deserved it. Peyton Royce deserved it. Nikki Cross deserved it. I think realistically, any of these four women could have won the title, and it would have been good. But amazing match. Moving on to the match that Amy and I did not enjoy. The NXT Championship match, Andrade Cien Almas versus Drew McIntyre. Like I said, neither Amy or I really cared about this match. I have no idea why they decided to put the belts on Andrade.
I'll give you a spoiler alert. Uh, according to my sources,
Which are
Triple H, Triple H said that Drew might have a torn bicep.
yeah.
So
Well,
they
that's
had no choice.
like I was saying to DJ. That's what me and Amy figured. It was probably a switch at the end with an injury. Because even like Amy pointed out before we went on to me and before DJ came in, just from their reactions, you know, Andrade couldn't believe he won the title, and you could see from Drew's face that he was devastated. So that right there, figured it was some sort of injury change. Um,
And plus, I don't think you would expect Drew to come in with all this hoopla and
yeah,
lose that quickly.
yeah. So hopefully his injury isn't too bad, but the fact that they switched the finish kind of points to he might be out for a while. Um, but DJ, thoughts on the match?
I definitely thought the match was good. Obviously, I was cheering for Andrade. I didn't notice the potential injury until you guys mentioned it, and then I kind of, as I was rewatching the match again, I noticed kind of at the end how he was like really clutching at that and really like looked like he was in pain. Um, and then I obviously got the notification from the website that I write for that Triple H had mentioned that. So it definitely from that perspective, it definitely sucks. Because I'm a big Drew McIntyre guy. Um, I think he needs to come back with his Broken Dreams thing when he comes back. I'm just saying,
Yes.
like that's my favorite song of his of like all time. Well, I like this song in the Indies too. Either one, I'll take either one. But I miss Broken Dreams though. That was one of my favorites. Um, he has to come back with that. But I definitely thought this was a really good match. Um, Andrade could be the most underrated wrestler in NXT. And like, don't at me, but at me at the same time because it's possible because he's just one of those guys who never gets any credit. Um, and he is good, and I feel like that's the thing. Like he's really good, and I don't think he really gets any credit. Don't get me wrong. I almost said Savio Vega again.
Well, I think to kind of sorry to cut you off there quick, but I do think, like you said, he is really good. I mean, even I think Rey Mysterio, like said, he's one of the best in the business today. But I think where they went wrong is they didn't build him up like that from the beginning.
Yeah.
And we know with WWE, if you don't build somebody from the beginning really big, a lot of times it's hard to later on really get them to that point.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what they did with Andrade. They didn't push him like they should have right from the beginning.
Yeah. Well, and you got to remember, like, I wasn't the biggest fan of him at the beginning either. Like I liked his gimmick at first, but I think he had like a feud that just didn't make sense to me. I don't remember what it was. And no, it wasn't him and No Way Jose. It was another one. It was one before that one. But he's had a
Yeah,
lot
it
of
didn't
those
make
feuds,
sense. I know what you're talking about,
right?
though.
Like he's had a lot of those feuds where it's just like, eh, or like where he feels out of place, or where like he doesn't feel like it's like worth his time. Like I feel like Andrade is really good, and I enjoy Andrade a lot. Um, I've definitely grown to like him, and I thought this match was really good. Like I don't know when exactly Drew got injured because it looked like I didn't even notice him really grimacing until the very end. Um, so I was kind of wondering where it was. Like he wasn't grimacing or really like even reaching for it to sell it at all. I didn't feel like until the very end. And you guys may have noticed something, before I did, but I didn't notice it until really the very end. But
It
I just thought it was
was
a really good
it
match. I felt
was
like.
it was around the turnbuckle issues. If you go back, Drew gets tied up on a turnbuckle with his leg, and then having to do something, and his arm gets caught up on it, and he
Okay.
just hits it wrong.
Okay.
There was
Gotcha. Yeah.
either we couldn't figure out if it was a possible groin injury or maybe bicep because how he landed on those ropes.
Yeah.
And then when he hit that avalanche DDT, you see him in pain. It's all in the end of the match. He literally got hurt in the end.
Okay, yeah. Freaking,
So
I
hard to
love
catch.
Selena Vega, her involvement in the match, like just her doing whatever it takes to win. I think at times you don't need that, but I think with her you do. Um, just because it continues to build her up, not only as a manager, but build up how important she is to Andrade. And I really like the way that played out. I love her what was it? Freaking Spike Hurricane Rana driver thing. I love that, the thing that Kalisto does that I like, and not the good lucha thing, not the good lucha thing, because I do like the good lucha thing. I do. I enjoy me a good lucha thing. Um, but it was definitely a really good match considering Drew got hurt at the end too, and I hope he's not out for too long. But if it's a torn bicep,
He's
could
out for a
be.
minute.
Because I love Drew. We need to broken dreams, baby. Come on, bring it back, please.
That might be a way to
That's
bring
what
him
it
back. And if you think
would.
about it, he probably won't return to NXT. If he's
Yeah.
out, he's returning to the main roster. They
No.
can easily throw him in a match with like Finn and somebody.
I mean, they could easily, I mean, I don't think Heath Slater to do anything. Obviously, Jinder Mahal just lost the title. Man, they could easily create a faction out of those three. I
You know what
think.
they could do? They could get the band back together.
They can start a band.
Oh God, they probably will do that. But anyway, I enjoyed the match. I was happy for Andrade. Maybe this will be a good
Lucha
good
thing?
way to build him, but I'm scared they're gonna make him a transitional champion. I'm gonna be like, bro.
That's all he's gonna be. I'm pretty sure. Amy.
Oh, this match. Well, we've been talking, so I was like, oh, well, I kind of said everything. It, I'll give it. It was a good match. It definitely was slow to start. I remember I just didn't. It was like I really wasn't into it in the beginning, but then it picked up toward the middle. So kudos for them. But it did suck that Drew's out with an injury. He probably will be. Let's be realistic. He's more than likely out.
And this is his
Oh, we kind
second
of
big injury, I think, of the last
2 years.
year and a half. Because he had a
Just
big
about
injury in TNA too right before he left.
yeah, just about 2 years. But unfortunately, Andrade, he's not gonna last. I don't see them having him last too much. Though the crowd went freaking wild for him. I just don't see him lasting too much just because I don't know too many feuds you can start for him. Title like championship feuds. Cause you
Johnny
would
got
think like Adam Cole or somebody is coming for that title. So it's gonna be that's a tough one. I think he's gonna lose maybe to maybe like a good one would be like Roderick Strong, and then you can continue that feud somewhere. Roderick's feuds. So I really, unfortunately, I see him as a transitional champ. He's out in the next pay per view or next live event when they decide to keep having these damn titles change hands at live events and keeping it.
So no Johnny wrestling.
I don't see that one happening because they hate Cleveland.
I mean, let's
I
be
hate.
honest. This should be the Universal Champion.
Yeah, right. What is the Universal title? I ran a poll. I legit ran a poll on DD. Do
Yeah.
you even who actually cares or something like that? I don't remember the title, but the answers were you do care about it. Who the hell cares? And there's a Universal title. No joke. The one that won was there's a Universal title.
I think too, like,
It's not important. No build up for that title. No good hype. No good support.
and it doesn't help that all the champions, most of the champions have been part timers.
Right.
Well,
Well, the funny thing is, anyone who has not been a part timer, I'm almost positive, Anyone who's not been a part-timer that has been the Universal Champion has not had their contractual rematch because it's gone to a part-timer.
Well, luckily, they're getting rid of the brand split.
Not till long after WrestleMania.
Been, what, like a year? Good job, WWE. You did really good on this one. I'm proud of you. Where's Tommaso at, though? When he coming back?
Oh,
True, my boy.
He's still hurt.
I
I'm waiting for... I want Tommaso to come back, and then I need Takeover to come to Cleveland so he can face Johnny Gargano in the land and have, like, an epic match because that will sell out in a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, moving on to the main event of the evening. The War Games match. Sanity versus the Undisputed Era versus the Authors of Pain and Roderick Strong. First of all, they need to get rid of these stupid shark cages. Just stop it. Stop it.
That's why they had this match. It wasn't even for the War Games aspect. It was just because they use these dang on shark cages as much as possible.
Like,
yes, bring back the shark cages.
No, get rid of the shark cages.
Are you kidding me?
A shark cage match.
Yes.
This needs to happen. Not you put somebody in a shark cage, a match in the shark cage. I don't care if they can't move.
Like, look, one of my favorite moments with the shark cages is when Chris Jericho decides to keep himself in there, and there's Shamrock bending bars to get him out and pulling him out by his hair. I love a good shark cage.
They're literally only using them to sell toys. That's the only reason. They even showed the stupid playset during the show.
Yes, they did.
It's a good playset, dang it.
Anyway, I know Amy said she wasn't surprised, but I was personally surprised that EY, Cole, and Strong started off this match for their team.
Let's put this out there. I called it before everything, and it actually happened. And Casey was still in shock.
I personally would have kept them out till later to build up the suspense.
No. You want to start off strong with that match. You need that.
Well, they already ruined it without the roof and with the stupid metal partition between the rings. Anyway, that's one thing I didn't like is they had that metal partition between the ring. Like that ruined so many classic spots where they used to, get their opponent stuck between the rings. You can't do that with. They just ruined the whole War Games.
They were scared that somebody's gonna get injured or that Alexander was gonna cut his freaking head open.
Well, or Eric Young had something with his nose too, up above his the bridge.
They're gonna outlaw this match. They're gonna outlaw this match, and they're gonna outlaw tables.
Wait, did you see the tweet I sent out where Vince is gonna pass out fines for Christmas? Hold the blood, dude. If you go back in the pay-per-view after they bust the table, look at the table. That second table, or if you look at it from the turnbuckle, it's the first.
Yeah.
There's a pool of blood, not just droplets. There is a pool of blood.
Yeah. The other thing I didn't like was, and this goes back to how the traditional War Games match was. I didn't like that both members of the team came in at the same time. The traditional matches, one member would come in at a time, and it kind of builds it up differently that way. So you could have like a 3-on-1, you could have a 2-on-1. It just, I didn't like that both members of the team came in at the same time. It just, and I know Amy said, it could have been for, time cuts, but this match went on for a long time. They didn't need time cuts. But other than that, it wasn't a bad match. It just, to me, it wasn't War Games. It was just a big cage match. Definitely liked Dane delivering the Michinoku driver to, I think it was Bobby Fish on Kyle O'Reilly. Bruh.
I think they used Adam Cole, I thought.
I think it was Cole and I'm pretty sure. Or I think it was Fish and O'Reilly. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. I remember tweeting out as Adam Cole live after that.
Um, but definitely, a great match. The superplex off the top was ridiculous. Definitely happy that Undisputed Era won.
They chanted, "Please don't die."
Yeah, yeah. I'm surprised that was the only really big spot. I was expecting a lot more. But definitely a good match. Like I said, just to me, it wasn't having watched the old the old War Games. To me, it just wasn't War Games with the changes. I don't know, but DJ.
I thought it was awesome. Alexander Wolf, bruh. Like somebody get a band-aid for this man's head, cause bruh, he was struggling.
And
We ain't gonna need a little more than a band-aid, but I thought that I was like, oh no, not the man's head. No, I was concerned for him. But I definitely thought this was really freaking cool. I liked it. I liked the two cages. I liked the two rings. Like it gave it a different feel. I watched like bits and pieces of War Games matches, but I don't think I watched a full one yet. Um, Adam Cole with that friggin' superplex off the that was crazy. I was like ah! I was freaking out. The freaking DVDs into the corner by Authors of Pain. Oh, that when the who was in the trio? Well, I think it was Undisputed Era members in the trio. Well, that was freaking cool. I like the Authors of Pain. Speaking of Authors of Pain, I love Roderick Strong coming out as like the smallest Authors of Pain member ever in life. That was amazing. I was like, this man, I love this dude already. I was like, I love this guy already. I also thought it was weird that they came out together, like when the light, when they used that Elimination Chamber spotlight and it flashed on the shark cages. And I thought it was weird they came out together too. Like I thought it would be like one at a time, and somebody would probably cheat and get out. Two of them would get out or something. Like I definitely thought that was kind of weird, but I liked it nonetheless. I thought it was a good match. Definitely one I would watch again. I enjoyed it. I'm glad the Undisputed Era won. I think they should have won. They're the best built team in this right now. I don't know. Sanity second, maybe. I don't know. Honestly, Payne's pretty built up. I'm glad they're back too. It's good to see them back again. But I like it. I'm a fan. I want to see this again. I hope they bring it back again at some point. But you never know with WWE. So
nah, there was too much blood. They not gonna do
true. They gonna outlaw.
There's
They gonna
pools of
outlaw.
blood.
They gonna outlaw rings. They gonna outlaw ropes. They gonna outlaw everything that was in this match.
Yeah, probably. Amy,
Yes.
thoughts on the War Games match?
Yes.
I got you. See, she don't understand that. It's Amy.
DJ!
See,
Someone speaks my language finally. Thank God. War Games overall is pretty good. I've seen all the other War Games. I love it.
all 18 of them.
I wish my
Watch them all. I do love my boyfriend. Don't let him lie to you. Don't let him lie to you.
Sometimes.
Clearly, yeah. But the spots in this match I thought were put together well. Killian Dane became the damn destroyer of the world. Dear Lord, that man. Give that man a push. The superplex and I think the best part of that superplex is the fucking WWE Universe saying, "Please don't die." You don't hear that. That is not a chant. That is.
You know what? No. The best part of that was Adam Cole standing up on the top of the cage and going, "Adam Cole, baby." That was the best part. Yeah.
Dear Lord. That when they went through the tables, that was pretty good. Those crazy power bombs. Like, holy hell. They definitely found ways to do some good spots. Fucking dropping people on top of people and driving them into it. Dear Lord, that was crazy. Pools of blood, poor Alexander Wolf. That man's great.
Coast to coast.
Yeah, coast to
Kyle
coast.
O'Reilly.
That big ass
Kyle
man.
O'Reilly selling like Abyss.
That man did a flying crossbody. That man went coast to coast. Winner MVP of War Games was Killian Dane. Let's be real. It was. That hairy man. I'm slightly was half expecting Nikki Cross to come flying off that damn cage somewhere. I so wanted Nikki to come out and just say, F you all, my boys, and just fly and take people out like the crazy chick that she is. And real quick, I almost did. I wanted it was between her and Ember who I wanted to win that women's match. I almost wanted Nikki to win because that way they don't do this anymore. They have a good faction with a competent tag team and a female who slightly manages but who also can wrestle. They don't have that dominance anymore where they're all champions. That's kind of what I wanted to go for. Like, I love Ember and I really, really wanted her to win. But when I give Nikki that title and, someone in Insanity become the next champion, well,
True.
for NXT, kind of.
True. EY
or Dane, dear God, the Destroyer. Lord. Alexander Wolf might need a MRI, staples, and a bottle of vodka to get through the night.
I think he needs more tables.
Clearly more tables. I don't know. I love shark cages, so I'll never want to get rid of shark cages. But altogether, I thought it was a pretty good match. I love Roddy versus the World. Backbreakers for everybody. That man pulled Killian Dane and gave him a backbreaker. Oh, my Lord. That man's CrossFit routine was, proven to work for him.
Dude, and Casey, that's the thing. You can never get rid of shark cages because the cage match is basically a big shark cage match.
It really is. It's a spacious shark cage.
I mean, Hell in a Cell is just it pretty much like it's a big old shark cage match.
It really is.
Okay, I don't have a problem with the shark cage in general.
They just don't want to get rid of the cell. That's all it is.
They just use them too often. Like,
they've used them recently.
Well, Ento Amori did oil himself out of a shark cage.
That was the greatest spot of all time. And then he didn't even need the oil. He just let it through. Yeah, man. But anyway, that was your War Games review. NXT Takeover War Games. Good show. Hopefully they do it again.
Nope, never again.
Probably not. It was definitely unique that it wasn't, NXT Takeover insert city, because that's usually what it is. NXT Takeover,
Houston.
Yeah, Houston. Next one's going to be
NXT Takeover Survivor Series weekend. That's what they.
Yeah, next one's going to be Philadelphia in January. That one should be pretty cool.
Well, actually, it's just technically NXT Takeover right now.
But it's in Philadelphia, so it's going to be...
They ain't going to have Philadelphia. They're just going to call it NXT Takeover. We're going to be like, wait, what? This is the first takeover ever?
NXT Takeover 2? But give us your thoughts in the description section, as DJ would say. Follow us on Twitter at ICW_podcast. Then when you do that, while you on the Twitter machine, follow DD_Amy_Miley, MYLIE. I haven't been able to say that in a while, and it feels good. It feels real good. I like it. I like it. And be sure to tune in tomorrow night for our Survivor Series review. I don't know who's going to be on it. Some
Obviously, Rabbit will be on it, right?
I mean, he loves the WWE. He does. It's his favorite promotion, I think. But it's definitely at least going to be me and DJ. Maybe Amy, possibly. Probably not. Possibly Brandon. Maybe Justin.
What time zone are you going to do it in?
Well, we gonna do it in our time zone, and then Justin gonna show up in his.
And then he's gonna talk about the scheme of things.
Yeah, he likes the scheme of things, but you know, he likes to pick outside of his division, so he's gonna pick in his division. But we will see you then. Make sure to hit that likes button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the other buttons there too, like the share button. Don't hit the dislike button.
It's
Don't,
broken. I heard it didn't work. So
Actually, I heard they deactivated it. It don't work no more. It's just there for show. So don't even try to hit that. Don't even try to hit that. We will see you on the tomorrow, on the tamer, as we like to say off camera. Yeah, that we just gave you a backstage little segment there, a little backstage tidbit
behind the scenes.
Yeah, you know that's only for the best viewers. That you know that's the VIP. So we see you on the camera. Yeah, we don't have any VIPs, but we did get monetized. So we making that money. We ain't gonna make any money because we a wrestling channel. So
True.
bye.